Hello and welcome back to Ops with Void. I'm your host, Forgotten Void, and this week we will be going over San Diego using Hermes as the playground for the ship. Now, San Diego is an Atlanta-class cruiser, and there are currently four Atlanta-class cruisers in the game. Chumphon, Atlanta, San Diego, and Flint. I am not sure if Chumphon was which Atlanta-class cruiser Chumphon was, but in real life, there were actually four that were built and served in World War II. So San Diego, along with Atlanta, are the pre-retrofit style where you have the wing turret still, so you have better gun DPM, but you do not have you. It has less AA for mid and close range because her AA got swapped out and she got more Bofors, which were really good at tearing apart Japanese planes in real life. But in this game, because it's mid range, that Bofors don't do that much, and the close range AA does even less. So technically, San Diego and Atlanta actually have the better AA in World of Warships because they have more long range AA, more explosions. Weird how a arcade game throws AA on its head for which is better, which is worse. That said, Atlanta and San Diego share the really high DPM, Atlanta being tier 7, San Diego being tier 8. And they also have a very poor armor. No armor. 16 millimeters around 16 or 13 millimeter for the superstructure, 16 millimeter all around, with a small, your Citadel for 89 millimeters. You might be able to bounce a shell or two off there, but more than likely they're just going to go right through. As you see, even there is, yeah, you just go to overmatch and go straight into your Citadel more often than not. So that's the ship. Uh, this ship has a few key features. So instead of high explosive that all the other ones get, you get sap, and then you have armor piercing. The torpedoes are 4.5 kilometer torpedoes, the same things found on Atlanta. I'm not sure of any other ship, American ship, that has 4.5 kilometer torpedoes exactly. You can prove me wrong, but weird 4.5 kilometer torpedoes. She has a lot of consumables, very consumable heavy. Uh, we have main battery reload booster, defensive A, fighter, fire, hydroacoustic search, and repair party. Unlike Flint and Atlanta, she gets a maximum 5, whereas Flint and Atlanta have unlimited. Not sure why. This is with Superintendent, by the way. She starts with 4. Um, which, I mean, 5 is actually outside of randoms. This is plenty. This is plenty for Hermes. We actually have Superintendent more for the main battery reload booster because you only get 2 base, and so this puts us at 3. 'Cause the upgrades are just the standard cruiser upgrades. Nothing special there. For the signals, I'm only using the AA signal and the heal signal. If anything, I guess November Foxtrot would be useful. And then now I would say Charlie Kilo. However, because this video was before the detonations got taken out of the game, we did not have access to Charlie Kilo. Instead, this was Juliet Charlie that removed the chance of detonations. And since Ops didn't have a chance for you to detonate, there was no reason to take this flag. As for the commander skills, so for this video, I am using basically the same thing for any destroyer. Super light cruisers, one. Okay. It's Last Stand, Survivability Expert, and Consumer Expert. Last Stand's there. And then for destroyers, and then what's the other preventive maintenance? We don't have that option for cruisers. So instead, we're using focus fire training for the priority So whenever you press the button to say more AA damage there, um, this now you have extra reinforcements and you have an extra explosion in the AA. So that puts us at uh, you have over explosions. We're at 8 explosions, and that is enough to more or less saturate an area. So 8 is kind of the minimum that you want. Above that, then you're really saturating the area with explosions, and you're getting more. So, but basically, 8 is kind of the minimum that you want for AA explosions if you're going for an AA build. Priority targets, see things going on. Superintendent, because we need more consumables. So this is all what we are using for the operation. After that, while people you may want to use AA defense and ASW expert, I would say against this because yes, you get plus 25 damage for AA, and then some other things. But I would go against this because it's a 4-point skill. There are others that are more useful. So with a concealment 9.3 kilometers, I'm not going to go with top grade gunner. Radio location is doable. It's work a few different ops. The radio location is nice. Instead, I would focus. I'd probably go with Adrenaline Rush. That would be the first one I have. I don't have Adrenaline Rush, but this is one. Another option would be heavy HE and SAP because this is just a straight 10% to your SAP damage and no downsides because you have small guns. For the lower ones, there's no reason to get this. I don't know why it's recommended. You don't have HE on this ship. Why is it recommended? You're not going to use your depth charges either. Torpedo skills, don't even bother. The other options would be consumable specialist is another good one because you're using a lot of consumables. And I mean, but yeah, honestly, I would say just there. That's what you do. Or consumables. Or can and take all the 1-point skills. Take them all. Take them all. Because 2-point, none of the other 2-point skills are worth it, and that's kind of since you don't have high explosive and this is a low concealment ship, it's nice that you're actually really limited on what is good to take. So um, it means that you don't feel like you're missing out on skills. So with that said, uh, before we hop into battle, I will just let you know that I will be away next week. I'll try to pre-record a video, but I'm not going to be home. And so if there's a video next week, I'm probably going to do the Patre. And after that, I will go back to the system with the poll. So please comment below about what ship you want to see.
So, as you can see, I'm in a team with one person brought a tier 9, so we matched with another person that brought a tier 9, making a tier 9 and mostly tier 8 match. And this Hermes is actually really good for San Diego, so I wasn't worried about this match at all. I took a quick, this is me looking around to checking at our team lineup because I'm thinking, do I turn off my AA or do I use my def AA? Because if you turn off your AA, then you can get more planes, and if you want to get more planes, you can do that. Instead, I use def AA. I activate priority sector, and we kick out all 9 of the planes with 23,000 AA damage. And then we turn off our A. We turn them off and on because this resets the cooldown for your defensive AA consumable. So by turning it off, then it's ready again sooner. And even then, it's a pretty quick cooldown. Hey, what is this? It's only a 60-second cooldown, whereas other ships have it as a much longer. So, I am looking back and forth because being sure that I'm not going to hit the island. Now, the downside of San Diego having sap and armor piercing is for bow on ships, you're not really getting a good angle. So for bow on, hey, I'm not really shooting at them because even if I did, hey, watch this elbow. We're gonna shoot. I mean, they're far enough away that you're going to get some, but we are also seeing some ricochets. Oh, we actually got 6 pence. Okay, and there's 5 ricochets with that salvo. There's ricochet and non-pen. When they are bowing, you're not going to get a lot of damage. You swap to sap anyways because it's less likely to ricochet. But all right, there we go. Now we have clear, good angles. And you generally want to shoot higher up on ships because you don't want to hit their armor belt or their torpedo protection with sap. So we're swapping from the rune to the Schultz because I didn't expect to get another salvo off on the rune. And we're using hydroacoustic search to double check that there's no torpedoes coming at us. Now the good thing about higher tier is that torpedoes take longer to reload unless you're facing IJN ships. Then they take then they use torpedo reload booster. When I say IJN ships, I mean Haruguma and Kitakaze. And there we go. We got the Z-52 with that last salvo. Now, as you see, we haven't actually used our reload booster because we don't really have to for most part. The 5.5 second reload with the amount of guns we have, it's decent enough that we're not too worried about reload, and the reload booster is just plus alpha. Literally, it's plus. Well, it's plus DPM. And here I notice I'm a little bit too far because normally I'd want to sit right there, but that's also where Bourgogne comes in, and so we're trying to. I'm trying something new. Now I'm going to move up a little bit further for the battleships because we do have the floaty shells. We can sit up further ahead. Can't shoot through these rocks, but the rocks on the other side. So we're moving down to quarter speed because this is kind of where I want to sit. I'm probably going to get spotted here a bit because there is an empty opening between me and the between the islands and between the battleships and where I'm looking. So, and now that we have like more or less the speed dialed in and there's a lot of HP there, we're using the reload booster just to get some extra damage. Because as you see, it doesn't do that much. And also with these battleships, a lot of non-pens. And so one thing I'm doing is, if I see a target's about to die with torpedoes, I'm going to go ahead and swap targets. And so we're going off the Hanover because we know it has a lot of HP, it has huge superstructure, and might as well shoot at it. And so I keep looking back to see the status of the other ships to see if I should start shooting at something else. Like the Schlieffen, but as you see, the Schlieffen already has less HP than the Hanover. And now they're about the same. But we're still focusing on the Hanover because it can heal much more. And the Schlieffen's squishy, so... Yeah, everyone else can handle that. And there you go. We got the Hanover. And the Schlieffen should die soon, right? Right? There we go. And so now, the first planes came, and we didn't use our defensive fire because we're waiting for the large group of planes, which just now arrived. Now we're trying to actually get closer to them so that our AA hits more. But this group kind of went more to our rear end, so we're not able to shoot down as much until they start coming in. There we go. Now they're all over us, which is exactly where we want them. Come, come, feast on these AA guns. Or should I tell my AA guns to feast on the planes? Oh well. So, I mean, we're only at 75k because we honestly didn't do that much to this that last wave. And we're going on this side of the islands because we don't want the destroyers all focusing on us because we are a squishy light cruiser. So this allows us to get some distance and pull on ahead because we want to be up there in the front when the destroyers up here, so we do want to be kind of in the front of the pack. And so now that the dive bombers have come, we're going to go ahead and activate our defensive AA again. Kind of sucks that it only lasts for 30 seconds. Maybe we should have something that makes it last longer. Like flag or something. But then again, only what, 30 seconds plus 10% is only 33. And in the 30 seconds, we were able to shoot down 30 planes, so maybe we don't need to extend it. And we were able to get, what, from 75k to 300k, so... I mean, these planes have a lot of HP, and when they hit a flat cloud, and they generally hit flat clouds, that's a lot of damage. So, and you're going to get them hitting multiple flat clouds to shoot them all down. This was actually a good source of XP because each plane was actually worth a lot of XP and credits. Now they're worth almost nothing unless they are from an aircraft carrier. In the original mode, they actually were from aircraft carriers. They had bogues. They just chose bogue as the ship and put bogues underneath the map, around the map. And that was the where the planes came from. They just spawned from the bogues. But with the CV rework, I'm pretty sure those were taken out since bogue is now only a husk of its former self in Raptor Rescue. So they replaced them with something else, and now they're not worth nearly as much as they were. They're not even worth a fraction of what they were. It's so bad that. So that's why I am glad to see Richthofen sending its planes over this way, because that means that's actual XP by shooting down those planes. But it also means that Richthofen's pretty close because, yeah, there we go. There's the Richthofen. One pen, one non-pen? That's 7 non-pens. Okay. It seems we're hitting more of the flight deck. We need to get a little bit lower. There we go. And now the destroyers. Since the destroyers have started focusing on us, we're turning around so that the destroyers focus on our battleship instead. And we're using Def AA now that dive bombers have come in. So the Luftwaffe's in here. So we're doing that. And there's no more Clausewitz. So now we go destroyers. Since they're here, we're probably going... And... Yep. We're going to use our... funny button. But the destroyers all disappeared in smoke or 2 torpedoes. So that was kind of a waste of a funny button. Probably should have waited a little bit. Oh well. We got the last destroyer. So now that all 3 of those destroyers are down, we can move up. We can go up, we can start tanking in our ultralight cruiser. Tanking with our guns by trying to kill everything. We might even be able to use our 4.5 kilometer torpedoes if we go up. And unfortunately the dive bombers all went after our encounter over there. They decided they wanted to have a nice encounter, and so we couldn't get more plane damage. Like, I want them to come after me. Come after me. So now we have hydro because all active because, well, torpedoes. We want to make sure that torpedoes are coming after us. And there goes our Brandenburg. Oh well. We are now in front with all the battleships behind us, so that it should be fine. Elbing doesn't shoot armor piercing, and neither does Schultz, but we're going to DCP anyways, because now it's all that's left is that Schultz. And there we go. All the ships are dead. And so as you noticed, like, their HP wasn't so bad. And, like, yes, they were higher ships, but when they did damage, it wasn't that much. Their HP wasn't so bad. Let's see. Can we kill these planes? Can we kill these planes? Come on. And they're gone. But I don't think we got the kill. But yeah, as you saw, the HP wasn't so bad. It was easy to kill. We didn't take much damage. It took a lot of torpedoes for our battleship to go down. It wasn't that bad. And so when you are tier 8 and you're matched with tier 9s, don't worry about it. In fact, it's probably going to be easier than if you're in a completely tier 8 match. Sure, the ships are going to have a little bit of armor, and some of them have faster firing guns, but overall the DPM is almost no change, or maybe they actually have a lower DPM. Like here we get more you have Schultz and Elbing, and with their reduced damage they have a lower DPM than the destroyers that we would see in tier 8. So yeah, and as you see, our tier 8s actually did better than the tier 9s for the most part. And I mean, Palmer's actually pretty good in ops as a. I like it as a tier 9 credit earner brawling battleship. But they just don't match some of the DPM that our tier 8s have. So like, we only got 151k damage, but we're top of the team. I mean, yes, we did get 87 playing kills. Oh, we got all of them. But it's because I mean there really wasn't that much damage to be had. I don't think we folded. Yeah, no, we were just uh, doing the "I'm hoping" meme because we're not actually doing that much damage to ships. 151k and just bites out of every single ship where we could. I guess we didn't fire armor piercing. Wasn't really any targets I really wanted to. But 406 AA. That's what we did. We shot down planes. We made sure that the sky was clear. And yeah, with a green booster, 446k. So I mean, not great credits, but I mean, not terrible. So like 500 total. They it's still decent. It's good enough for what I expect for green boosters. As long as it's over 400 credits, I'm happy with my green booster. So if you have any comments, any questions, any requests or anything, please let me know in the comment section below. I'll see what I can do, and I hope to see you again next week. Like, subscribe, but only if you want to. Have a good one.